What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us once again. This microphone is way too much in front of me. Welcome back to the Wrestle-MaGiC podcast, the wrestling podcast by wrestling fans, for wrestling fans, with wrestling fans in mind. Today we are going to be covering Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and who we think our Wrestler of the Week is. If you want to skip to any of those, click the time cards in the description. I need to think because I'm still tired. We're recording this morning after we usually record, so it's gonna be a bit different feel. We're both somewhat tired. Also, we coming August, we will change up our programming to where it's a different format. More details on that to come. Also, on August 1st, we are planning to be at SmackDown when it comes to Cleveland. At the Quicken Loans. So we'll have a very extensive review of that. But first, before we start anything, it was your birthday 2 days ago on Wednesday, right?
Yeah. So I had a birthday episode of NXT.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And a good one.
Well, I found this old thing that I have, and and I'm gonna get you a t-shirt as a present for your birthday. But it's in addition to it. And I had this for a long time when I was little. It's kind of beat up, but I figured you would like it. It's a poster. If I can pick it up without ripping the thing. Excitement only here, people. The way that you can see it.
Nice.
The Rock poster, and because I know The Rock is what got you into wrestling, so this is for you. You can have.
Cool. Nice.
Another piece of wrestling memorabilia to add to your collection, in addition to the Stone Cold thing from last week. So with that, birthday boy, let's jump right into Raw.
My birthday week, Raw.
Yeah. So first, overall thoughts on Raw.
If every Raw is this good from now until the end of time, ratings will not be a concern.
Yeah, the ratings went up last week with the Raw with Joe and Lesnar. It went up to 3 million again.
Yay!
Instead of the 2 point whatever million.
So yeah, just keep making Raws of this quality, and you won't have to worry about ratings ever again.
Yeah, Lesnar's supposed to be a Raw this week, and I'm excited for it. It was a fairly decent show. I really liked it.
Yeah,
I really did. And all of WWE was really good this week. So, and it kept me entertained. So let's start out with Roman Reigns' big SummerSlam announcement. So you can tell.
So heelish.
Yes, this is the closest to a heel Reigns we've gotten. Besides the fact that he was heel in the Shield, but that's beside the point. Heel in the Shield. That should be a that should be a T-shirt for him. Heel in the Shield. But that's the closest to a heel Reigns we've gotten, and I've told you how much I didn't like. Well, I loved the work he was doing, but he made me hate him as a person.
Oh.
So I like every other word is like Reigns is a just a lot of bad stuff. But Roman Reigns came out and he said, "I've beaten all these people. Nobody can touch me one-on-one. And I'm declaring that I am the #1 contender for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam because this is my yard. Bark, bark." So he named off a bunch of people he had beaten. Braun Strowman, who's beaten him before.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, who's beaten him before. Bray Wyatt, who's beaten him before.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wasn't that Survivor Series?
Seth Rollins, who's beaten him before. The only person he name dropped that hasn't beaten him before was Undertaker.
That's true.
That's the only person he name dropped that he hasn't beaten him. And he said no, whether it's Lesnar or some guy named Joe, he is going to win. He is going to win his championship at SummerSlam. And then Samoa Joe comes out and he's like, I noticed that in all the names you said that you've beaten, you've never beaten me.
Mm-hmm.
Which sent chills up my spine. And those two got into it, and Roman Reigns
Finally, some factual information too.
Alright, so I want you to think about this for a minute. Roman Reigns said, I never usually agree with Paul Heyman, but to me, you'll always be just Joe.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good line in his promo, because not only called back to last week, but if you recall last week, Paul Heyman posited that none of the
Samoans.
Yeah, none of the Samoans except Joe is part of them, and Roman Reigns confirmed that just now.
Yes, but I also want to preface this. How would you feel if at SummerSlam it ended up being Reigns-Lesnar and Paul sided with Reigns? Because that's how I looked at it a bit. I might be overanalyzing it, but he said
You're overanalyzing it to the fullest extent.
I am. But he said, I never usually agree with Paul Heyman. There might be some seeds planted, but I love how we're debating this and probably Vince McMahon doesn't even know yet. So, so this led to a brawl with Joe doing a massive headbutt like he did to Reigns. Lesnar.
So here's a question. If they were to go with what you just suggested, would that be a heel turn for Roman or a face turn for Heyman?
That'd be a heel turn all the way.
Yeah, because face Paul Heyman just already sounds boring.
Paul Heyman is with Lesnar on that he is whatever he needs to be. In this match against Joe, Lesnar's the face.
If you listen to crowd reaction, you would be wrong. Because nobody's booing when Samoa Joe. Well, some people.
Nobody boos when either of them are fighting. They're just happy to see them fight.
Yeah.
So this led to a match between the two later in the night, and already confirmed Reigns versus whoever the winner is. Then you had a Hardy Boys match. The Hardy Boys versus Gallows and Anderson. It was a good match. Matt Hardy was playing up the delete stuff more. This one.
They're gonna keep doing that until the Impact is just like, fine, take it, go ahead.
Yeah. And then we started off with the Drifter, and the Drifter made me laugh so hard. Oh my gosh. He was about to play a song, and I was like, wait a minute, I gotta tune my guitar. I want to give you guys the song you all deserve. He proceeds to play a string, tune it all the way down, and then tune it back up to where it was before. And he keeps asking for complete silence. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember if it was this week or last week, he said that his father told him that if you bring your guitar and bring music with you, you can go everywhere you want to go. And he said what he failed to mention is it would bring him to this godforsaken town that I'm in right now.
Yeah. That was this week.
That was this week, okay. But as he's tuning it, Finn Balor comes out, and Corey Graves was the line of the night. He said, thank God for Finn Balor. If that kept going any longer, I would need to use a power drill as a Q-tip. Oh my gosh, that was great.
The only reason Elias Sampson is on Raw is because Corey Graves' commentary is just perfect with
Yes.
him. I cannot, you know what, just because I imagine that there's a way that you could modify the Drifter's gimmick, it'd be interesting to see him have a face run, just because there's a way where, like, you know, the songs that he writes are actually good.
I don't know about all that.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
Look at the second rock concert.
True.
The first rock concert was intended to be a completely heel thing, but the second one, oh boy, did that get a lot of cheers.
Yeah. So, Finn Balor comes out, interrupts him because he's scheduled for a match. What do you do? He's like, "What are you doing in here, man? My match time is coming up. You're wasting too much time. I need to go. I want TV time." And he didn't actually say that. That's just the look on his face. And then they just have this awkward stare down.
I get to fight the fantastic Bo Dallas.
This is basically a showcase match for me. I want to showcase my stuff. Now go. So Elias stares him down and goes to the back. Meanwhile, Bo Dallas with an interesting new look. I really like his look right now. Bo Dallas versus Finn Balor.
It's the heels have facial hair thing.
Yeah, and Bo Dallas also, he showed a really good sense of aggression here.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm really liking. Hang on, I want to change our color real quick, if we can. That's better. It was very light blue-ish, and I think this is better.
That means our color temperature is
cool.
Yeah.
So after that match had happened, some point later in the night, Finn Balor had an interview about who would win between Joe and Reigns when he was ambushed by Elias Sampson, and I really love what they're doing with the Drifter right now. It was really great. Then we had the announcement that Seth Rollins was on the 2K18 cover.
Woo.
And he cut a very passionate promo. I really like this promo that he cut.
Yeah. I know we said we wanted Undertaker to be on the cover of this one, but I'm not I'm not angry at who they chose.
Yeah, and especially for his reason, I'm like, yeah, that has been a problem. You are right.
Yeah, that's what they were saying in interviews. It's like he had talked to the guys at 2K. It's like, you guys have been doing like after 2K13, everybody on the cover was a star years before the game happened. When's one of the new era guys gonna get on the cover? And the 2K guys were like, yeah, you're right, we should probably start doing that.
Here you go.
Do you want to be on the cover?
We should probably do that. Hey, bro. I know we haven't spoken a while, but
we need a cover star, and honestly, you're the one who's getting cheered the most besides Finn Balor, and we're not going to put him on the cover just yet.
So Seth Rollins cut that promo, and he was interrupted by Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt told him how he's just a coward and he's not really who he is, and so Bray Wyatt comes out to the ring to try to confront him, and then when the lights come back on, Seth is just already on the top waiting, and he just jumps on him.
Yeah.
That bump had to be nasty because there was a cut on the side of Rollins' face, and then Bray Wyatt's lip was busted. It was really bad. Oh man. And then he did receive stitches.
Yeah.
I love the thing "Be Like No One" is for Seth when he was part of the Shield, where all three of them looked the same.
Yeah.
Then he was basically a Triple H light with the pedigree. Then we had a really great cruiserweight match between Akira Tozawa and TJP.
Oh yeah, this was a good one.
Titus O'Neil is one of my favorite characters right now.
Now, stop yourself. 6 months ago, would you have said that?
Nope. I would be like, they should do something more with Titus.
And now they're doing something more with Titus, and it's amazing.
Yep, Titus Brand. I've been trying to figure out if they're faces or heels. Or a haste.
It's called a tweener, I thought.
I know.
I would go with tweener for right now. But I have a feeling that with Miz's entourage, they could have a very good mid-card feud. Especially if Miz gets a cruiserweight on his entourage. Mm-hmm. So Akira Tozawa versus that cruiserweight. I have a feeling that'd be Brian Kendrick, honestly.
Yeah. Cha-cha-cha-chi. Cha-cha-cha-chi. Okay. But...
Although we already had a Tozawa-Kendrick feud, so maybe someone else.
Akira Tozawa won with that senton, which looks brutal.
Oh man.
And Neville cut a promo against them, and so did Titus.
I like how Neville's assuming that Akira Tozawa agrees with Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Everybody is like.
It's like the entire time, you just have Akira Tozawa going, "What, dude? What are you saying? No, Neville. I don't. What? No."
Hey, he's getting a title match out of it.
Yeah.
Then we had Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Oh, by the way, earlier in the night, Kurt Angle vowed to figure out who attacked Enzo and Cass.
Yeah.
In a fun little segment where they also pointed out to treat the Conor McGregor, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so this match was very good. It was very serviceable for a Roman Reigns match versus Samoa Joe. And then it gets to a point where Roman hits a spear and Joe kicks out of that. When was the last time you saw that? And then you just hear this siren.
Yeah. I liked how they did this.
Yes, the camera angles were beautiful too. It was a ambulance backing up and Roman Reigns is staring at it confusedly. And then the doors open up and it's Braun! And he was talking earlier about how he laid Braun Strowman out. Roman Reigns looked like he saw a ghost. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
His face froze.
Like, Roman Reigns is getting better, but he shouldn't have been developing on the main roster. He should have been developing down in NXT.
Yeah, he was like absolutely scared of Braun.
Because that facial expression was not bad. He is not a bad wrestler. It's just
push him on the hell.
Yeah, it's a too early thing, like they did with Bobby Lashley, right?
Yep.
Gee, it's almost as if they should have learned from the first time that it didn't work.
They saw how John Cena went, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll do that." But the Samoa Joe capitalized on that, got him in a Coquina clutch, and made him pass out. When Samoa Joe left, Braun Strowman came out, threw him down a couple times, and he said, "I'm fighting you," and he didn't even challenge him to it. He just said, "I am fighting you in an ambulance match, a great ball of fire." And I'm like, okay. I like this. I like this much. Please send Reigns on an ambulance, even though it's probably not going to happen again. They were really hyping up.
Please send Reigns up into that ambulance and leave him down in NXT until SummerSlam.
So earlier in the night, Bo Dallas is talking to Curtis Axel, and Curtis Axel's trying to cheer him up after his loss. Bo Dallas still looks cool to me with his new gloves and his new aggression and stuff. And The Miz confronts me and said, you used to be stars with me in the Marine 5. Now you're just nothing much at all. You guys could be my entourage.
Is a strong word.
Yeah, I know. The straight to DVD release of the Marine 5. But it's a little foreshadowing for later, because then we had The Miz TV with special guest Maurice. And The Miz gave her a glass of champagne. He's apologizing so much. He had 2 bears. And he had a gift, which was the grandfather clock just repaired. So Dean Ambrose comes up and interrupts things, because he always does. And he goes after The Miz, and The Miz does the usual Miz thing of pulling Maurice in the way, forgetting that she has champagne.
Yeah.
Spills all over her.
Can I just say that Maurice did a very good job of making it look natural that she spilled it on herself?
Yeah.
Instead of doing it throwing it in her own face too soon or too late or something.
I'm gonna hit the light. It might help our color temperature a bit. Yeah, that's a lot better. But yeah, you're absolutely right that Maurice made it look flawless. Then The Miz runs at Dean Ambrose to try to get him, and he moves out of the way, breaking the grandfather clock again.
The poor grandfather clock.
So then Maurice leaves, and the Miz goes after Ambrose. Ambrose almost gets the Miz. Miz rolls out of the way, and then it looks like the Bears are backing up Dean, but then Dean realizes they're both like right next to him, and then they start just wailing on him.
Yeah.
And then ends up being Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel from earlier in the night, and they just destroy Dean Ambrose, leave him in a heap of himself. So that was a really good segment. I'm happy they're doing stuff with Bo and Curtis. A match that didn't even really need the next two matches didn't need to happen.
No, they didn't.
Sheamus and Cesaro beat Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil. I feel like you're somewhat killing Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews' momentum. I can get that you don't have to showcase Sheamus and Cesaro. We know who they are. And then the women's segment, this happened at like the 11th.
I'm not gonna mind. I skipped most of this.
Yeah, I like will watch it in passing. Alright, it says, how to sum up Raw's division in one sentence. Everybody hates Alexa Bliss. SmackDown Live, for what it's worth, says everybody hates James Ellsworth. I love that line on the review on the review on the WWE website. And then we had Kurt Angle cracking the case of who attacked Enzo and Cass.
No, we had Corey Graves cracking the case and Kurt Angle being super shocked about it all.
So we had, oh gosh. Okay, cool. So Roman. Kurt Angle comes out, invites Enzo and Cass out. Enzo and Cass come out, do their whole shtick. Then the Revival come out, say yeah. Big Show comes out, and Kurt Angle asks them one. It's raining. Kurt Angle asks them one at a time, did you do it? And Big Show's like, I'm insulted that you would think I would take somebody from hacking. Maybe if you think I was stooped that low, maybe I shouldn't be on your show anymore.
Big Show SmackDown confirmed.
Either that or maybe he's finally out and done.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Revival's like, this time it wasn't us. I love Scott Dawson. So great.
The Revival's just good.
This time it wasn't us. Good. And then Corey Graves pops up. He says he has some video footage from last week and is Cass laying out himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then Enzo is so confused. He's like, damn right I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And he sounds like the internet wrestling community when he was saying all the problems with Enzo.
Mm-hmm.
He's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
He's repetitive. And the fact that he always, no matter what he does and how much trash talk he does, he always seems to get beat up until Cass comes in for the save. And he also said, right, he's like, because of you, Enzo, I could be a champion right now.
Mm-hmm.
But because I've been saving you, that's not the case. And I really think that is really cool storytelling right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cass just laid him out with a big boot. And so Enzo, praise be to Enzo for his emotionalness, the tears coming down his face. What do you think where do you think the match between these two is going to be? Great Balls of Fire or SummerSlam?
Enzo's going to be away for a few weeks to sell that injury, so we're looking at probably...
Then who does Cass fight at Great Balls of Fire? Because he has to have a pay-per-view match now.
That's true.
Right?
Maybe Enzo's only away for a week and then shows up at the week after.
Either that or a loser leaves town match between him and Big Show.
That'd be... Ooh. That makes sense.
That does make a lot of sense.
I think that would be a pretty good match, too. For some reason.
Big Cass doesn't really get to show what he can do.
Yeah.
So, I'm really interested
to see
that.
Against the Big Show. That's a good idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, put Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns against Big Show, and they both had really good matches.
That's true. Braun and Big Show did have really good matches.
Yes. Just because you're tall does not mean you're incapable of a bad match. All right, so
Still think we should have seen one of them die from the top.
Well, we did, and the ring broke.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, so that was Raw in a nutshell. Good Raw, a lot of stories moving forward, and I am really excited for the next couple weeks, and for Great Balls of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're moving on to the most controversial show of the weekly shows this week, SmackDown. So, what did you think of the show?
Also really good.
Also really good.
This is the
I want to admit, I thought Raw was better.
Yeah, Raw was better, but SmackDown still was pretty
Solid.
Yeah.
So we had the best Carmella promo she's ever cut.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised. I was like, whoa. Okay, first of all, I still don't like you, but I like the person behind you.
You know, you have. I found myself agreeing with a lot of the points she said.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I still wasn't happy though.
She pulled out years and specifics
Mm-hmm.
of people interfering in past Money in the Bank matches, which is valid.
Wasn't there like a promo that Alexa Bliss cut that also like was basically the first like, oh shoot, she can actually do this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because people were making comparisons to that.
Oh really?
They were like the breakout promo that Alexa Bliss cut, where it was like just, oh yeah, Alexa Bliss is actually like really good at her job.
Yeah.
This is like, oh yeah, Carmella might actually be worth something.
And James Ellsworth is absolutely hateable.
Yeah.
So
good.
that's his job.
Yeah.
So
right now anyway.
Daniel Bryan is going to later in the night confront all these women who have appeared to him in several different backstage skits. I love Charlotte's. The Natalia and Tamina were okay. Becky Lynch's conversation with Daniel Bryan was so great. So this happened later in the night. Daniel Bryan was talking to Sami Zayn about that sunset flip.
Speaking of which, that entire conversation, not a single moment of it made Sami Zayn look like a dork.
Yes.
Which I like, and I hope they keep doing.
And then he was a dork in a Sonic commercial.
Yeah, that's right. He was a total dork in that commercial. But everybody looks like dorks in those commercials.
Yeah.
Did you see the Noam Dar revival or not?
The pizza one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so dorky.
It was really weird. But then we had, but it was Daniel Bryan talking to Sami Zayn about the sunset flip, and then Becky Lynch comes and talks to Daniel. And he's like, no matter how much I try, no matter how hard I work, somebody always pushes me out of the way for a shot. And this is I keep hearing this place is the land of opportunity, but it seems more like the land of handouts. I really love that line.
Oh my lord!
So much so that I almost butchered it.
No. Yeah, it's pretty much. I like that Becky Lynch is as over as she is, and that she's like proving that it's worth.
Currently, not counting NXT, Becky Lynch is my favorite woman on the roster.
Yeah, she like that. We talk about all the stuff that Charlotte's gonna get to do, all the stuff that Asuka's gonna get to do, all the stuff that Paige is gonna get to do. And
Becky Lynch.
We're missing out on Becky Lynch.
Right.
It's like oh, also she exists. And she's also really good.
Fun fact on Becky Lynch: her first gimmick was an Irish tap dancer.
Thank God that's over.
Yeah, she would come out in like a full body green suit. It was really it was
dumb.
dreadful.
It was dumb. Thank God she did that in NXT and not the main roster, because if she did, we wouldn't see her anymore.
Yeah. Then we had Big E versus Jimmy Uso.
Yes.
Yes, and and it was a good match.
Yeah, this was 50-50 looking personified. Like, yes, big New Day, we're gonna give you a win, but it's gonna be a count-out win. Here's your first legit win.
Yeah,
on SmackDown anyway.
Yeah, the Usos were about to leave again. Kofi did this awesome spot where he jumped off the stairs and threw his back at them, which was a very unique spot and very cool. I'm gonna ask you this 6 months early. What do you think Kofi's spot is gonna be in the Rumble?
And the Rumble is...
Like, what spot is he going to do to stay alive?
They can only go so insane, but what I would like it to be is he gets knocked out of the ring, almost does a handstand, or the walking on his hands thing, but just like handstand, and then somehow managing to like backflip onto the barricade, tightrope walk it, hop onto the announcer's table, hop over it onto the apron, right back into the ring.
You know what? That would be cool. If they threw him over the top and somebody pushed him, but he wrapped his legs around the ring post.
No, that would...
around the ring post, and he was just hanging there like this, like he was in an imaginary figure 4 on the ring post. But he would just hold on to it. Either that, or he hangs on to the side of the ring underneath the ring apron, like literally hanging on to the framing underneath.
Right.
But it was a good match. Then we had a Roman. Get out of my head, Roman. We had.
Well, let's look at it this way: they're both equally boring.
Well, Randy Orton's trying really hard. He really is.
Well,
Roman's trying hard too, but I liked Roman Reigns' promo this week. I like both of these guys.
Yeah.
The thought of Roman Reigns going to India and RKOing everybody.
Randy Orton.
Get out of my head, Roman. Randy Orton, I thought of him just going to India and RKOing everybody, including Jinder Mahal's grandma. Just.
That's not a babyface thing, though.
It's not a babyface thing to do, but it was a lot of the stuff Stone Cold did really babyface.
That's
beating
true.
up your boss.
Yeah,
really.
I do like. If they did this with more of their baby faces, that'd be good. Where it's like, yes, you're supposed to cheer me, but I'm gonna do some very not nice stuff.
Right. Then we had a match that was better than their Backlash match.
Yeah.
Shinsuke versus Dolph.
I want to find out. I want to find out who exactly pulled Shinsuke aside. It's like, listen, we know it's the big leagues. You've made it. You can slack off a little bit, but maybe don't. I have a feeling Triple H was like, hey, dude, you were awesome in NXT. What's going on? Like, give us NXT Shinsuke, not sick day and Shinsuke.
Yeah, Shinsuke won with the Kinshasa, and right now
which Dolph sold beautifully.
Yes, oh my gosh, it was the most brutal Kinshasa to date, and it's probably his best singles match on the main roster.
And it's only going to get better because we have AJ Shinsuke to look forward to.
Yes, we do. So this whole segment was gold.
Yes, it was.
Alright, so before we say who it actually was, Kevin Owens came out and he issued an open challenge, Face America challenge, for anybody from Dayton, Ohio. Now, and then AJ Styles came out and he was like, whoa. I said, people from Dayton, Ohio, are you deaf? You're not from Dayton, Ohio. And literally the first words I said, that it wasn't intentional. Oh no. Cassius Ohno is from Dayton, so I was holy.
I don't know why they didn't do that.
I know.
It's
happened
it
before.
It doesn't even need to tease a call up later. It's like just have him have that one match.
Sami Zayn did that. Kevin Owens did that, and he was the NXT champion for God's sake.
He was NXT champion and fought for, ironically enough, John Cena's U.S. title.
By the way, Pepsi shirt, love it.
Yeah. I wish they would have done that.
That would have been so great.
The only thing that would have been better is if the only thing that can probably save us that or give us that is if Kevin Owens still insists on people from Dayton, Ohio, even if they're not in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah. When we because it wasn't him, I was slightly disappointed on the match, but the match was still fantastic.
Yeah.
So
it was one of
the American Alpha's team hits, and Chad Gable and Jason Jordan are on the stage, and Jason Jordan does one of those, go get him, buddy. And Chad Gable goes to the ring, and Kevin Owens is like, wait, you're not from Dayton. I know that. and Chad Gable's like, well, funny enough, Kevin, I just moved to Dayton. And he said, when did you move here? This morning. What's your address then? And he gave the address of the local university in Dayton. And AJ was like, yeah, I know that place. Sounds clear to me. Ring the bell.
This was like we talk about baby faces doing heel things. If this was literally anybody else, I would get booed. It's like,
yeah, sounds clear to me.
It's like you're not like, no, you're not from here. Stop saying that. You... But like this was like two likable baby faces going like, come on guys, you know you want to see this match.
Yeah, and then AJ Styles is like, he says, ring the bell, and Kevin Owens is constantly yelling, wait, what are you doing? The bell rings to the ref. Hey, why did you ring that? and then Chad Gable grabs him and
Kevin
hits
Owens
him
is
with.
great.
Chad Gable hits him with so many suplexes. I have to give mega props to Chad Gable because those suplexes were all his strength. You can look at that bridging suplex, the one where he did the roll up and then he rolled through with it and picked him up off the ground for a German. Kevin Owens didn't jump. It was pure Gable strength.
We need
that right there. That picture right there. That's pure Gable strength.
I have a feeling that Kevin Owens went backstage is like, where's Gable? Give me Gable. Awesome.
That was a fantastic match, and I really hope that this shows Gable.
It's too bad American Alpha isn't on Raw, because then we could have a handicap match between Kurt Angle and American Alpha.
Right. But I really hope this shows American Alpha, but in specifics, Chad Gable, because they have money with him.
They have money with both of them.
They have money with both of them. I think when they split, the star is going to be more Chad Gable.
Yeah.
I really think that.
They're going, and you know that Tom Phillips is going to have to, Tom Phillips, or if he's on Raw, Michael Cole will have to say Willing and Gable.
Ready, Willing, and Gable.
Ready, Willing, and Gable.
Then Daniel Bryan came out to address the Women's Money in the Bank match. And so, there's points we need to talk about here. First off, he validated everything that Carmella said.
Right.
Which said that there has been interference in Money in the Bank matches before.
Mm-hmm.
And James Ellsworth made a comment to him. Said, oh, you're probably getting soft because of your stupid vegan baby daughter.
Mm-hmm. He also said hippie.
Hippie vegan baby daughter. And then Daniel Bryan's like, James, shut up.
And like, he could have stopped there. He could have stopped there.
If you ever talk about my daughter again, I will punch you so hard you can't breathe, and I will fire you.
And immediate yes chance.
Oh my gosh. I felt the same way. I'm like, yeah, you tell him, Daniel. You tell.
I hope this happens more with other heels. Like, they start questioning the general manager's, like, capability because of his daughter, and Daniel Bryan just comes down and is like, listen, they may not let me wrestle, but I'd much rather beat you up than keep my job.
Oh my god.
Don't talk about my daughter again.
Yeah. So, then the women get into a argument, and
which was mostly edited out on the YouTube version, by the way.
Yeah, did you hear Tamita's thing on the regular broadcast? Charlotte said, you're going to look like James Ellsworth, and then to Natalya, and then Tamina said, Charlotte, you're going to look like James Ellsworth. Not with the inflection, like, you're going to look like James Ellsworth. It's like, Charlotte, you're going to look like... Not even that. So I'm going to make you look like Ellsworth.
Yeah. That was
so
weird.
it's like, I really hope... Brian Zane said this on Wrestling with Regret, and I really want this to happen now. I want her to just, like, badly repeat things that the superstar said as a gimmick now. And just be like a parrot. It won't happen, but it would be so funny. I would pop for that. Just need to check why my phone went off. Okay.
Getting home's gonna be fun that it's raining now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Then Daniel Bryan said, because that we're in new territory, that that there's never been a case where the briefcase was actually physically handed to somebody. We're in unprecedented territory, so you're going to be the first woman to have to give up her Money in the Bank briefcase. too many yes chants.
Uh,
And then he said, next week we're having a Money in the Bank ladder match rematch. We're going to do this over again. And then he walks out, and then there's a big brawl, which ends with Carmella getting a natural selection from Charlotte and a disarm her from Becky Lynch. I'm excited for this match.
I didn't realize how much I wanted Becky Lynch and Charlotte to team up.
Yeah.
Like, that is an over team right there.
And then we had the main event, Jinder Mahal and Luke Harper.
Mm-hmm. This is fine.
It was a fine match. I really hope they do something more with Harper, but they're probably not.
Nope. But then we got to see Randy Orton beat up some Stings.
Yes, that was truly beautiful.
Anytime he does that, it's fun.
It was a great night. Randy Orton RKO's everybody, and Jinder's running away through the crowd.
That's all Randy Orton needs is just some weightless bodies to throw around.
Oh my gosh, he throws them around like they're rag dolls, I swear. So that was SmackDown. An okay show. I lightweight think Raw was better.
Can we talk a little bit about how we feel about handing over the briefcase and having a rematch? Because in terms of the storyline, I understand why, and I like it. Because then
Yeah, in terms of storyline, it's good.
In terms of storyline, it's good. But in terms of backstage booking decisions, they're admitting they made a mistake and they're not committing to it.
Well, it's either that or if this was the plan all along to have that was a stupid plan to begin with.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to end up happening next week is Carmella's going to win, but by her own accord. So that way when they have a visual of her, just look for the visual of her grabbing for the briefcase.
Yeah.
On camera.
Yeah.
So that way, instead of Ellsworth, for when they hype the match up again, they'll show a picture of her grabbing the briefcase.
Yeah.
On SmackDown, just to mix in with the one on the Money in the Bank review and have everybody forget about James Ellsworth. But it's not going to happen.
Not now. Not ever.
So I still think Raw was better this week, but SmackDown was really good.
Yeah.
Alright, Daddy, we have NXT time, and there were 4 matches?
Yeah, there were 4 matches.
Where was I? Yeah, where was I? Huh. Okay. So we started things off with Ember Moon versus Peyton Royce, and that eclipse is absolutely beautiful.
It's wonderful to watch.
Alright, question.
Yeah.
Best finisher in WWE today? It's a lot of debate with the Kinshasa and stuff, but I think Ember Moon's got it.
I know. It might actually be like, I can't wait until she does that in front of like a huge main
She's gonna hit it on Asuka.
Oh yeah, she's gonna hit it on Asuka. I don't know if that's gonna make her lose a championship or not, but when she does it, when she does it on like the first episode of Raw or SmackDown, she shows up on, like that alone is gonna get her over
their move.
Like
the crowd's gonna be like, oh!
Like, sure, her promo skills are great. She's like got a good character.
She's back with the red contacts.
Yeah, and she's like, really, she's like really good at her job. But that finisher will just like, it's just so fun to watch and see that people will be like, I haven't heard her talk yet. I haven't seen her in any like storylines yet. But that move alone, Then
we had Eric Young and Alexander Wolf of Sanity. I love their entrance still to this day. Versus the Ely brothers. Who?
Do you know why they're not official NXT talent yet? In my eyes.
Who? Ely brothers?
Yeah.
Why?
It's because once they got up to the main roster, there's not you can't pick one to make the star.
Between the 2 Ely brothers?
Yeah.
The Usos.
That's the thing. You can't pick a star between the 2 of them.
Right.
So they're not gonna. So I mean, you could.
The Usos have made it on the main roster. Just they're a strictly tag team act, and that's all the Ely brothers are sincerely going to be.
Yeah, but yeah. So don't expect to be seeing
Elise.
Yeah, a Gabriel versus Uriel match anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
Because one, we would all get confused, and two,
Wait, who's who? Why? No, wait, what?
two,
What is happening?
neither of them stand out more as like the star.
Do you ever think we'll see a Jimmy versus Jey Uso match? I tend to think no.
No. Not unless one of them changes their look drastically, and it's pretty easy to tell who's who.
Maybe somebody shaves their head.
Same with the colognes.
Hair versus hair match, Jimmy versus Jey Uso. Finally, they'll tell us apart. Whichever one of us loses has to shave their hair. Okay. But Sanity won. Good showcase for Sanity. Throughout the night, we had promos. We had a promo of Cassius Ohno and Hideo Itami talking about just Hideo Itami apologizing for his reckless behavior last week.
Stop apologizing. We know you're turning heel.
We had a Sonya Deville package followed by a match with her against Rachel Evers, which is in real life Rachel Ellering.
Really?
The daughter of Paul Ellering, yes.
So that's why her name's Evers. Okay.
Yes. But Sonya Deville won. I'm really liking the character they're giving her.
Yeah. When the Mae Young Classic happens and they got more MMA women, there's definitely potential for a stable there.
Yes.
We are MMA women
or
in
cage
a wrestling...
matches between them.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Vince, now is not the time for shoot wrestling. Please don't do this.
Yeah. Oh, this was great.
Yeah.
There's a Bobby Roode photo shoot, and for some reason, Roderick Strong had him and his family there. And Bobby Roode, after he was berating the cameraman, screams out to Roderick Strong's wife, "Hey, if you want to know what a real man's like," I forgot what he said after that.
He didn't. I don't think
he got a chance to finish.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, he did. And he's like, just give me a call or something like that.
Just give me a call. And then Roderick Strong
laid him out.
Yeah, and they got into a really bad fight. And then Bobby Roode's like, "You want to fight me? Anytime, anywhere." And so a match was made for the 400th episode of NXT in 2 weeks. Roderick Strong versus Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship. And I asked you about this off camera yesterday. Do you think we will see a title change there?
I don't want to write it off as impossible. What's in 2 weeks?
The 400th episode.
No, like on the main roster. Any pay-per-views?
Maybe Great Balls of Fire or somewhere in between.
So it's.
Is Great Balls of Fire this Sunday? I need to check now. I don't think it's this Sunday. I think it's next Sunday. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire.
Dumb.
Yeah, it has to be next Sunday because we just had Money in the Bank this Sunday. In der Nacht vom.
Why are you on German?
I have no idea. Everything else is in English.
That's weird. You're weird.
Terror, WWE. Great Balls of Fire.
Alright.
I want to show this now. Hang on.
Because my thought was, it's possible.
Look at this. Hang on. Look at this. I'm going to move this here. The Great Balls of Fire thing is in German. But everything else is in English. Like the Tuesdays and stuff. Why?
Alright. So it's possible that it could happen, but
I doubt it.
Yeah,
because I feel like they pre-taped it, and spoilers would come really quickly. So, I don't think the title change is necessarily happening.
Yeah.
We also got the announcement of a last woman standing match next week.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka versus Nikki Cross for the women's championship. And ooh, Lord.
Are those usually no DQ?
Last man standing match is a no disqualification, falls count anywhere, no countouts, no pinfalls, no submission. The only way to win is to get your opponent down for a count of 10.
Is to hurt your opponent so badly that they can't stand up.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, this should be interesting.
Yes.
This could go all the way around Full Sail. They could interrupt a class. Kayfabe interrupt a class.
That'd be great.
Hire a whole bunch of extras from the college and hire professors and extra and hey, host pretend you're teaching a class, and then these two women will come in and just destroy all of your desks.
We'll pay for the desk, don't worry. Then we had the main event, and ooh, Doctor. Cassius Ohno versus Aleister Black. They started out grappling each other, and I really like this because it was them trying to avoid the strikes of the other person.
Yeah.
And then they just all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Cassius Ohno mocking Aleister Black, which was great. No Hideo Itami interference for this. It was just a straight up black mass for Aleister Black to win. It was a really good match.
Do you know what I just realized I want to see? Just because their finishers are both leg strikes to the head. Aleister Black, Shinsuke Nakamura. Who can hit their leg-based finisher first?
Some people just like to watch the world burn. Yeah, so Ono was going for the rolling elbow, but Black Mass caught him as he was going for it. And it just took one, and he was done.
And then Aleister Black versus Randy Orton. It just takes one.
And you know what's funny? After the match, Hideo Itami went to the back and told Cassius Ohno to brush off his loss. I'm just using the advice you gave me, bro.
Oh man, he's turning heel.
Yes, he's gonna heel on him so hard.
Oh man.
So now it is time for Wrestler of the Week. So for our Wrestler of the Week, we've had several different candidates. We had Aleister Black, we had Carmella, we had Titus O'Neil, Ember Moon, but we are giving it to Big Cass. Now, he didn't really do a lot of wrestling, but his promo on Monday was fire. And I'm really excited for what they have for him going forward.
So who's his first singles match?
The first singles match is probably going to be against the Jobber.
Yeah. Some local guy. Yeah. Yeah,
either that or Heath Slater or something, and then he gets on the mic. See what I could do without you, Enzo? I could be a monster, but you're holding me back and stuff like that. So we're gonna give that honor to Big Cass this week. Alright, that's gonna do it for this week's Wrestle-MaGiC podcast. Help us hit 100 subscribers by 2018, and be on the lookout for our Hot Topic podcast on Monday, as well as our review, which should be up right about the time this goes up, of Extreme Rules and Money in the Bank. Which show was better? So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. Hit it.